General Hospital, GH. Spoilers recap for Thursday, October 6, reveals that Esme Princess, Avery Pohl, secret weapon delighted Ryan Chamberlain, John Lindstrom, while the Hooks attacked Dundas Haggerty, Max Fogno. Here's how all the GH drama went down. At the Savoy, Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, hinted to Selena Wu, Lydia Luck, about wanting to play legitimately in the poker game, but she made it clear that he'd better stick to their agreement and rely on his card-counting talents. After Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, cornered Cody to ask if he'd given any more thought to the DNA test, she noticed that he was avoiding Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna. Maxie asked if Cody was okay since he kept downing shots and ultimately watched him join Selena in a shady moment. As for Dante, he told Brooklyn Quartermain, temporarily played by Brianna Lane, that Jordan Ashford, Danisha Harper, might have some sway with the review board, so Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, could get his job back within a couple weeks. Brooklyn worried about what that meant for all her music plans with Chase and learned she shouldn't say anything yet since it wasn't a done deal. Meanwhile, Chase asked Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, if he missed his career in law enforcement. Chase was mainly doing the whole music thing for Brooklyn and would be a cop again if he had the chance. Curtis advised Curtis not to anything back since that was the beginning of the end in a relationship. In Jordan's office, she was with Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, when a smug Oz showed up to finalize everything regarding his immunity deal. Oz was representing himself and made it clear that he'd sue the PCPD into oblivion if they didn't give him exactly what they promised. After Oz signed the paperwork, Jordan doubted that he'd really learn a lesson from all this. Once Oz left, Robert gave Jordan some advice on how to straddle the line of justice and make sure the baddies went down. At Spring Ridge, Ryan admitted that he thought Esme was gone forever, but she said she was impossible to get rid of and would seek revenge on anyone who tried. Esme recapped how she'd been in a Canadian hospital recovering and said it was paid for by a sympathetic fisherman. After Esme ranted about the parapet incident, she insisted David Jerome Cassadine, Maura West, left her for dead. Ryan grabbed Esme's arm and accused her of butchering Ava with a hook, but Esme insisted she had nothing to do with it. Although Ryan wasn't sure he believed Esme, she yanked her arm away and was done talking about this. Esme wasn't scared of Ryan or anything else after what she'd been through. Once Esme warned that when Demar hadn't seen the last of her, she suggested that adaptation was necessary for survival. Esme said she had a weapon in her arsenal that could destroy the Cassadines and send David back to Ryan. After Esme explained off-screen, Ryan thought it was genius and was more than happy to let their plan evolve. Esme assured Ryan that she wouldn't go after his precious Ava yet and hinted about having some other scores to settle before taking off. Back at the Savoy, Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, and Hamilton Finn, Michael Easton, had a double date night with Terry Randolph, Cassandra James, and Jerry Cyrus Hobby. Finn talked about switching his specialty to infectious diseases after losing someone close to him, so Liz started asking tons of questions. Elizabeth pointed out that if Finn hadn't experienced that loss, his life would have been different. Terry finally dragged Liz away to find out what was going on, so Elizabeth admitted the Rico Finn, Meliara, memory and sketch she drew. Liz told Terry that she thought her family could be responsible for Rico's death. Since Liz vowed to tell Finn everything once she learned the truth, Terry agreed to help her. Afterward, Elizabeth met back up with Finn and apologized for interrogating him before. Although Liz assumed the specialty switch happened because of Rico, Finn admitted it was because of a friend named Garrett who died following a snake bite. At Kelly's, Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali, refused to forgive Curtis for overstepping and didn't like being treated like a child. However, Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, made a powerful speech about how much Curtis had been there for them and helped Trina see the light. Next, Trina patched things up with Curtis at the Savoy. After Trina asked Curtis to never go behind her back again, she asked if they could go back to being friends. Curtis assured Trina that he'd like that a lot and hugged her. Over with Chase. He was nervous ahead of his performance, but he got a kiss from Brooklyn and ultimately took the stage. As Chase sang and wowed the crowd, he seemed more into his career path than he was before. Down on the pier, Oz spoke to someone over the phone about his immunity deal and his desire to come back to work at the bar. Oz also planned to take the bar exam, but he heard a noise after he hung up. Suddenly, someone stalked Oz from behind and startled him by raising the hook for an attack. General Hospital spoilers say the hook will leave a bloody scene for the PCPD to find, so stay tuned. CDL's the place to be for thrilling General Hospital spoilers, updates and news, so drop by frequently.